What are you doing, John?
Welcoming my drink to the show.
Okay.
But don't drink after you brushed your teeth. It doesn't taste good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
It's soccer over there. Welcome.
Hi. Welcome.
Nick Alifi will be joining us here shortly. He's got a few things to get off his chest. Crystal Palace somehow won today. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Sevilla moving into third place in La Liga, which means Barcelona is in fourth. We will get you caught up on the latest news and rumor and innuendo and such, and there is quite a bit of such, and we'll talk about it as we go tonight. If you guys have questions about the soccer over there, and it can be over there to the east in Europe, it can be over there to the south in South America and Central America, and the Conca Cinco will be making an appearance this evening as well. We can get into the Asian Confederation as well, the African Confederation. We will do our best to cover the world of soccer. That's what we are here for on Soccer Over There. So, we're going to start with this monstrosity that was a Premier League match today. Crystal Palace, not exactly inspiring, not exactly fun, but they get one in the 28th. Brilliant goal. They concede in the 55th. It looks like it is destined for the point. And Christian Benteke with a very, very nice goal in the 95th. And Palace gets the 2-1 win. Let's look at the stats. So 74% possession for Brighton, 26 for Crystal Palace.
Mm-hmm.
Shots, 25 for Brighton, 3 for Crystal Palace. Shots on target, 5 for Brighton. 5 at 25 is not exactly great. 2 for Palace, both of those goals. Shots off target, Palace had 1 shot off target. Brighton had 11. They had 9 shots blocked. Corner kicks were 13-0 for Brighton. Crystal Palace wasn't even doing much. They only committed 6 fouls. They didn't get any yellow cards. They had no big chances. They had no counterattacks. They had 4 saves. That's nice. 244 passes at 67%. They weren't good on the long ball, 37%. They weren't good on crosses. They were 2 of 5. They only attempted 8 dribbles to Brighton's 25. They won more duels. That's something other than the match. They won more aerials by 2. 22 tackles, 15 interceptions. That part's pretty good. Outside of that, it was a lot of defend. Don't really do much else. Oh, we found 3 points.
Oh, God. It's I had the game on.
Why?
Just so I could, have it here and understand what was going on in case something did in fact happen.
Why?
Well, yeah, because we're talking about it for the lead for the show tonight.
You can skim through these games in like 3 minutes, especially ones like this. It's probably about 2.
But, yeah, Mateta's goal, very, very pretty.
Mm-hmm.
But Christian Benteke, I think the last time he did anything of any offensive value to Crystal Palace, I think was during the Nixon administration. And it's just, Crystal Palace is a painful watch, and I feel sorry for their fans because they deserve more. They deserve better. But when your number one goal just seems to be hanging out in the Premier League, right there in the middle, you're fair to Midland, you're just going to kind of be there right in that middle pack, in that middle third. You may not necessarily be in the relegation discussion, but you're not going to be in the discussion for European football at all. You're just going to kind of hang out 12, 13, 14. And that just seems to be their MO. And if you're a fan of Crystal Palace, you're subjected to this. You're subjected to just basically being there. They're beige. It is the football equivalent of beige, and I feel sorry for Crystal Palace fans.
Why are you talking trash about LAFC's new jerseys?
They're Crystal Palace jerseys?
No, they're beige.
Beige. Oh, beige.
Essentially. I think they're sand.
Yeah.
is what they're called.
Okay. Well, sand, sure. But it's just vanilla, beige.
Those are different colors. Which one's which?
It's the football equivalent of bars and tone.
What is that?
It's like when you look up at a TV screen and the signal goes away and you see all the different colors and you just hear.
That's more entertaining than most Crystal Palace matches.
It's there to serve a purpose, but gets annoying after about 7 seconds. And
what purpose does Crystal Palace serve?
Well, no. Bars and tone. I wasn't talking Crystal Palace. I was talking bars and tone. I wasn't talking Crystal Palace.
I'm trying to find the road here.
It's just, I guess my biggest thing. I just feel sorry for Crystal Palace fans because Crystal Palace is just there.
It's bad. You can be there and not be boring and awful to watch. It is possible. Like, you can just be mid-table because you're mid-table because you have a mid-table kind of roster and mid-table kind of talent. That's what you are. That's what you are. But this is just not enjoyable. The XG philosophy, thank you, John Dolazar, for throwing this one into the Twitch pitch. Brighton was supposed to have scored 2.06 goals in this match. They scored 1. He had 4 saves. All right. Makes sense. Palace was supposed to have scored 0.24. Even that feels a little bit high with the chances they had. So, yeah, Crystal Palace, not fun. They're not going anywhere. They're 13th. They're on 32 points. I mean, they could go on a wild, crazy run and get into Europe. No, anyway.
No.
Fantasyland.
No.
That would actually require playing decent soccer.
Uh-huh.
But they're not going to get relegated. Brighton, on the other hand, now 4 points clear of the drop zone that Fulham occupies on 22 points. I think Brighton has been dragged down into the abyss. Doesn't mean they get relegated, but if you're a Newcastle fan, I think you're a little excited that you've got some competition. Brighton should not get relegated. Brighton, even more so than Newcastle, should not get relegated. Not at all. They're a better team than that. They play better soccer than that. Their goal differential for 16th in the table is -6.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go up to Leeds at 12th, and Leeds is a weird team. Then Wolverhampton at 11th with the same goals scored, same goals against. I mean, you're surrounded by teams that are abysmal in goal differential around you. Burnley's a -12. They've only scored 18 goals this season. Newcastle is almost a -20. Is bad. Brighton, first loss in 5. They're right there, though, and they shouldn't be in this conversation. Do things get a little squirrely for Brighton and Potter? Next 2 games, they go to West Brom, which they need to win, and they host Leicester, which they won't win.
No.
So you got West Brom left on the road. You host Newcastle, and that will probably be a decider at some point here to see who really is in the abyss. You go to Sheffield United. That's another one you can win, and it's one on the road you can win. And outside of that, you see a lot of top teams. You've got Leicester. You've got City. You go to Manchester United. You go to Chelsea. You host Everton. You host Leeds. You host West Ham. You host Manchester City. But you've got some winnable games in there. And if you're Brighton, I think you'll be okay. Can't slip up in any of those winnable games.
No, I don't see a whole lot of points outside of those winnable games.
It's not going to take much. It's not like Fulham's going to go on a run here.
No,
it's not like Newcastle's going to go on a run here.
The kings of the draw, no. Even though they did get the 1-0 result on the weekend that they had to have if they were going to close the gap on Newcastle. But no, I had long thought that if there were two of the 3 teams I thought were going to get relegated at the beginning of the season were Fulham and West Brom. My third was Brighton because I just didn't see them scoring a whole lot of goals this season. And they've won a lot more games than I thought they were going to. I thought Graham Potter was going to be the first manager dismissed in the Premier League this year, and once again, I was wrong where that was concerned too. But
they've only won 5 games, John.
So, but I mean, the ones below them have won a lot less. And
4, 2, and 3.
Newcastle's lost 14, where I think Brighton has lost only 9.
That's the difference. It's not the wins. It's the fact that Brighton's got 11 draws and only 9 losses. Newcastle's got 14 losses and 4 draws. Newcastle's won 2 more games than Brighton. The draws are helping them. They are helping Fulham. I didn't think Brighton was going to be in this situation. I don't think they should be. They probably should start playing Moises Caicedo, but that's a whole other topic. I think they'll be okay. I really think it's between Newcastle and Fulham. I think it comes down to that. And Big Sam can keep dreaming over his gravy that he has a chance, but he doesn't.
I mean, we're looking at, 13 games remaining, and you are 8 points behind Fulham to begin with if you're West Brom. Just no. The way that you've been playing, I mean, you've given up, as a team this year, West Brom has given up 55 goals in 19 matches. That's almost an average of 3 a game. And by far, by 12, that's the most goals allowed in the Premier League. West Brom's 55. You're at a goal difference of minus 36. That's just, I mean, that's staggering numbers for teams, just to see those numbers. I know you see them at the bottom of tables, but it's just when it's sit there in front of you that you've surrendered 55 goals in 19 matches and your goal difference is minus 36, you deserve where you are, and that's where West Brom is, next to last.
Yeah, they're awful. They'll go down like they should. You did not even have Moises Caicedo on the bench. I don't know. I don't know. That's where he wanted to go. I don't know. Anyway, Juventus won 3-0 over Crotone. No big surprise there. Sevilla went on the road to Osasuna, won 2-0. They jump into 3rd place. We talked a lot about England this morning. Let's look at La Liga now, the table. Atletico Madrid has a game in hand on Real Madrid, as do Sevilla and Barcelona. Atleti has a 3-point lead at the top of the table on Real Madrid. Sevilla, equal on games to Atleti, game in hand on Real Madrid. They are 4 points behind Real Madrid in 3rd. Barcelona is in 4th, 1 point behind Sevilla. Real Sociedad 6 points back, missing out on a Champions League spot. Barcelona should get a Champions League spot where they are. I don't know how much higher they get in the table. Them and Sevilla will be battling it out. I think it's Atleti and it's Real Madrid for the title. Atleti should be okay with that cushion, that game in hand. They go into Champions League tomorrow with Chelsea. Where is that one being played?
Oh, I'm efforting that. Welcome, Nick, by the way.
It could be Budapest, it could be Istanbul, it could be Turin, it could be Rome. It's not in Madrid, I know that much.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Champions League a little bit as we go as well. But the game to look for in Spain is Atleti hosting Real Madrid March 7th, coming up very, very soon.
So they're done playing Levante for the year, right?
Yes, they did the double with Levante to make up a game. They had the other one. They are done with them. They're probably happy to be done with them.
No doubt. But I'm still looking for the location of this match, and it's driving me crazy.
We're not gonna move on until you tell us.
That's thank you. As we shouldn't.
We are waiting. I already have it. It's in Bucharest.
Okay, well then it's in Bucharest. So there you go. The Arena Națională in Bucharest, Romania.
Was that with a Romanian pronunciation?
I'm trying to see that they have the accent marks under the T in Național, and then the short A. So I'd go Națională would be my pronouncer there for the Arena in Bucharest, Romania for this match. Nick, how would you pronounce the Arena in Bucharest, Romania, where they're going to play Atleti and Chelsea tomorrow?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yours sounded fine.
Okay.
Yeah, your pronunciation was fine, John.
Okay, just checking.
Don't let these cartoon characters try to detract you from. They don't let them break you down, John. Okay, all right. The mouth of the South, John Nelson. Don't let them bring you down, John. All right. Don't let them distract you from excellence. What you just said right there was excellence, John.
There we go.
It was.
Hey,
Look, I'm on a roll, Jason. I'm on a roll.
Yeah. When the Germans bomb Pearl Harbor, Nick goes all for it.
Yeah, you're just getting warmed up because you got something to talk about. But before you do, Juventus 3-0 today. No big surprise. Weston McKennie, nice. That's got to be a done deal for him to get the permanent move there. I did see an interesting tweet, though, and I thought it was interesting. You tell me, Nick. It was basically, all right, Weston McKennie's done enough. They're going to trigger the purchase option. No question about it. He will be a full-time Juventus player as of next season. Even if Andrea Pirlo gets sacked. That was the end of the tweet. Is that weird, or am I being weird?
What was the source on that, and who's suggesting that?
I don't
Pirlo's
even remember. I had not heard the possibilities of Andrea Pirlo being sacked.
From everything that I have read, from every source humanly imaginable on the legal web, I can tell you that Juventus has zero plans to sack Pirlo. They view this as a long-term investment. They view it as a long-term project. They are tired of paying managers to no longer work for them.
How many of those do they have now? 5, 6?
They have at least. I think they have at least 2 that they're paying minimum. So,
who is paying more, Georgia Tech basketball or Juventus?
Tech might be getting close. They might be getting close. I would actually venture to say Tech might be at the top of that list.
Is Juventus still paying Bobby Bonilla?
It could, yeah. Juventus is going to cut the Bonilla check any day now. They owe everyone.
Yes.
I'm expecting my return in about the next couple of days.
Man, madness. But they win today. It's no surprise there. So
it's Crotone. I mean,
it is what you expect. So let's look at the table. I know we got to do it, Nick. We got to look at the table in Italy. We got to look at the Serie A table. It now has Inter on top by 4 points. Juventus has a game in hand on first and second. Inter and Milan. They are 8 points back from Inter. Roma is 9 points back. No game in hand. Atalanta is right there in that 3, 4, 5 with Lazio and 6, all within 2 points of one another. I think the time might be called here shortly on Gennaro Gattuso. He's only 5 points out of third with Napoli and has a game in hand on Roma and Atalanta and Lazio, who are between him. They're on the same number of games as Juve. They play each other in that crazy makeup here coming up fairly soon, next few weeks.
Even on goal difference right now with Atalanta, too.
Well, the thing about Napoli that feels weird, and I want to get your take on this one, Nick. So Pirlo should not be fired. It is a long-term project. They needed to get younger. I'm with you 100%. Gattuso, 13 wins. That is third in the league, tied with Juventus, tied with Roma, tied with Lazio, but 13 wins. Only one draw. It has been all or nothing for our boy. 47 goals scored.
Yep.
25 allowed. That's better defensively than Milan. That's better defensively than Roma, Atalanta, Lazio. Everybody but Inter's given up one less, and Juventus has been very, very good defensively, only 19. That's a great goal differential.
Right.
But he's probably going to lose his job, right?
Yep. Look, there are people in the world who have a lot of money, and there's an old saying. Tonight is going to be a night of old sayings. Old saying is that there are some people that have more money than sense. And De Laurentiis has an idea of how he wants Napoli to play, and it is not the way that Gattuso is playing. And I think the lack of draws is probably going, which is, like I understand, in some circles, a lack of draws some people are okay with it because we went for it, right? We went for it and we played an exciting ball. No, De Laurentiis wants those points because he knows if he gets those points, he's probably sniffing Champions League. And he will look back and say, I should have never hired Gattuso. This is something, Gattuso's a bum. He's going to say anything he wants after he gets the job done. And then he's going to go and probably try to rehire Maurizio Sarri. If Sarri has 2 cents of brains about him, he's going to say, heck no, and he'll go somewhere else. But make sure that everyone keeps Gattuso's name with a little bit of respect. Hold on, we have a visitor. Hi, Pumpkin. All right, so the thing with Gattuso is still a bit of a blunt instrument when it comes to coaching. Oh, thank you for the paleo. I was given a paleo bar.
Oh,
that's the thing. She wants me to eat my feelings. So
we're getting there.
So the thing is that Gattuso still being a bit of a blunt instrument. It's the same thing that the critique that he got at AC Milan is that, you're not winning pretty enough. I don't know what Napoli really wants here because you want, obviously, to be in Champions League. Don't tell me what your goal is. I need to know what you want because you have a manager who is working through all the issues you seem to put your team through in De Laurentiis. You went and you had the big blow up with Sarri. You hired Ancelotti. You sacked Ancelotti. You brought in Gattuso. Tell me what you want. Is it a pragmatic manager? Because the last 2 managers have been pragmatic. And if you want a style guy, then what you do is at the end of the season, you let Gattuso go, you call Ralph Rangnick, and you step back and you let Ralph Rangnick do what he's going to do.
Oh, here we go.
No, because here's the thing. Who are the other style guys who are going to come in and take a project? Who are the other style guys? You're going to get Italiano with new investors in Spezia. Don't expect them to let Italiano go. He's playing really pretty ball. Who out there is going to come in and say, are you going to go get Nagelsmann? Hey, Nagelsmann, come leave Dortmund and come to Napoli. No. Leave Leipzig and come to Napoli.
He's going to Madrid.
No. Yeah.
Nagelsmann will be at Real Madrid in 2 years.
Right.
That's what I think.
So tell me what you want. If you want a system guy, if you want to play a pretty way of ball, leave a manager there for a little bit of time and let the manager grow. And if you don't want pragmatic ball, find your guy. But there needs to be some level of stability because he's upsetting the apple cart a bit too much. And he's the last of the psycho neurotic Italian Serie A managers. God bless him, the man's a legend. And at one point, that's one of the things that made Serie A so great is you had Moratti, you had Berlusconi, who, that's a separate conversation in itself. You had Agnelli, who was the fashion icon, the icon of Italy, the avvocato in Italy, and you had all these legends, these names, and then they all went away when financial fair play came around and people actually had to start counting money. De Laurentiis needs to provide some level of stability and recognize that the days of Hamsik are not coming back. That it's gone. And Gattuso doesn't deserve to get fired, but he probably will be.
All right, Nick, you ready to speak on something?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna get my drink ready just so I can sit here and watch.
Yep.
I'm actually gonna have to step away for a second, and this is probably the right time to do it.
Look,
let me see if this warms you up just a little bit. Okay. Maybe we've set the proper mood, kind of.
First of all, I want everyone out there to know that I'm a learned man. I want you to look over here, look at all these books. I have many book shelves with many types of books here of mythology and science and philosophy. And there's an old adage out there that says that everybody wants to see you doing pretty well, but nobody wants to see them doing better than you. Understand that nobody wants to see when somebody does better than you. I get it. I understand. And a lot of people are lining up right now to take shots at AC Milan. Oh, Milan's down again. Oh, they stink. Let me go ahead and tell you cartoon characters something. And that is the lucky number 7. And that's the number of Champions League trophies that we've hoisted in our illustrious history. And you, my friends, are probably supporting clubs that wish you even had one. And so for all of you out there, whether you have a little cannon on your badge or you got a little fighting chicken or whatever it is, understand this. You don't have 7 of those Champions League trophies unless you come from a particular city called Madrid, my friends. And they're the only ones who are in the same stratosphere, hanging out with Milan, Munich, Liverpool. Understand, these are names of greatness, and you're not there, and you wish you were. But as far as those dastardly ruffians wearing blue and black, understand this. Who are they? They keep changing their crest. They're changing everything. Nothing's the same. No reliance on history at all. These cartoon characters, these bums in blue and black. Ladies and gentlemen, we must band together. We must unite to rid the top of the table of these nefarious goons. We must remove them from our sight. If I had 5 minutes alone with Antonio Conte, one, I would tell him that thing on top of his head looks like a dying muskrat. And the second thing I would do is I would tell the Tifosi that they need to worry about the next group of owners who are going to come in and buy your team because your team's bankrupt. They lost all their money. They lost all their juice. They have nothing left. So enjoy it. Enjoy it while it lasts, because we are multi-billionaires, and this doesn't happen to multi-billionaires. Our matches are planned. They're trained. We have everything lined up. And so the next time you, Inter Milan, come up and start causing trouble in our backyard, you better believe we're going to be lined up. And the horsemen with lucky number 7 are going to be getting the top of the table back from you, baby. And that is absolutely the bottom line. Ooh. No, really, Inter was better, man. Inter was better.
Romelu Lukaku, 2 words.
Yeah. Look, I can do the whole fun show, the whole act, but the bottom line really is that Inter was without question. The scoreline proves it. If you watched the game for 5 minutes, you saw it. Inter ran Milan off the field. It wasn't even close. When I made my preseason prediction, and we have the tape, John, I know you can pull it up. I said Inter's going to win the Scudetto this year. And they have had hiccups. They've navigated it. Antonio Conte looked like he was losing the team. He got him back. Lukaku in this game was Godzilla. In Milan was Tokyo, and he had his number one. You find me somebody better distributing the ball from the back than Barella. Let me know, because the guy, what he's doing is pinging balls from the back with absolute pinpoint accuracy. It is a beautiful, beautiful. As much as I love counterattacking football, it is absolutely beautiful to watch. Finding Lukaku in space. Finding Martinez. Lautaro Martinez, look, the guy scores in the first 5 minutes. I knew the game was over. It's just one of those things. Because if Lautaro Martinez starts scoring, that's going to start creating the space, because they're going to start drawing to him, because they're going to think, oh, it's going to be an off game for Lukaku. And then here comes Godzilla right down the middle, outrunning everybody. He even gave that back line a 10-yard head start, and he still blew past them like they were sitting still. In Italy is Inter's to lose, and it's just a fact. The Scudetto will be blue and black unless Conte finds some majestic way to screw this up. Milan just doesn't have the depth for an extended run. We talked about this in January. that they probably needed to get a few extra players in. They made some moves. Unfortunately, it was too late in the window. The players aren't ready, and you have tired guys out there who got ran. And people have. There's no more surprise factor with Zlatan. Well, the ghost of Zlatan Ibrahimovic is coming. No. We can lay off. Let him get the ball. Who cares? No. They know he's still good. So now it's keep the ball away from Zlatan. And what you saw a lot was Zlatan jumping up to try to get some kind of crazy volley. And then here comes a blue and black shirt to intercept. And Handanovic, the keeper for Inter, had the game of his life. And there's absolutely nothing negative or that is based in reality that I can say about Inter in this game. They were hands down the better team. And if I know that a lot of the Milanistas out there who, may tune in or follow me on Twitter, I'm fully ready to accept the hateful DMs that you're going to send my way. If you don't recognize the greatness that you saw on Sunday, you are not remotely tuned in. I'm sorry. It is what it is. It's big facts. So, big ups to Inter. They did exactly what they had to do. And Milan is becoming a bit stagnant. Tactically, they're becoming a bit stagnant. Everyone's starting to realize how they work the ball down the left side, try to draw attention, ping it over to the right, cross it in. Come on. It's getting found out.
And as long as you cut off the supply lines,
right,
then you're in business.
Correct. And especially with Zlatan, because he's a guy that if you get the ball anywhere within the 5-foot radius of him, he can do one of these crazy kung fu kicks still and put the ball in the back of the net.
Kind of like Erling Haaland did this past weekend.
Oh my God, that dude is an absolute monster.
Okay, so where's he going to go next?
I think he goes to. I think he'll end up at Real Madrid. They're the only ones who can really afford the kind of money Dortmund's going to ask, rightly so. On him.
But then Real's going to want both Mbappe and Haaland.
Right. And when the fans come back, they will be the one team financially capable enough to carry that load. And here's the thing: if Messi ends up at PSG, does Mbappe leave? That's something that people aren't really talking about. That the Messi connection to PSG. If Messi goes to PSG, does Mbappe leave? I don't think he does.
So
I think he wants to receive. Yeah.
So you think it's going to be Messi, Mbappe, Neymar at PSG as the Holy Trinity. Right.
And that would be too enticing for Mbappe to walk away from, I think. The idea of winning a Champions League, because if you have those three, you're probably going to win the Champions League, realistically, unless Messi's legs fall off. They're going to get service. You're already talking about a team that is going to win Liga no matter what. It's going to take an asteroid.
Yeah. Oh, you say if they add them, yes.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say this season it's kind of like.
Yeah. But if you have the three of them, it's going to take an asteroid hitting Paris for them not to win. And they're going to make Champions League. They'll be able to make a deep enough run where then moments of luck or greatness can get you through. I mean, I think Mbappe wants to be a part of that. The money is going to be a factor. The transfer money is going to be a factor for Real Madrid coming into the summer and the January window.
Right.
Just because COVID, the catch-up from COVID. But they're still, from a financial standpoint, in the best position to make the deal for Haaland. I don't know if they're in a good enough financial position to get Mbappe and Haaland, but I think if you quietly reach out to Mbappe's people and say, look, not this year, maybe next year. I mean, how long is Messi really going to play if he goes to PSG? Just tell him, say, look, in the next year or so, we're coming for you. All right? So play your face off. Understand we're going to come for you. You will be in a white jersey within the next 3 years. And just leave it at that. And gauge what he says. But I don't think they're going to get both. If they get both, I mean, Champions League is going to be a wrap for a while.
Well, but if you look at Real Madrid, though, they've got to try to balance some of these things out. They have to get rid of they got to get rid of the ponytail, and they've got to get rid of Eden Hazard because right now, frankly, they ain't worth getting. They ain't worth what they're getting paid.
No, they're not.
But the thing is, who would want Gareth Bale?
No one.
And who would take Eden Hazard? Considering his poor run of health, to me, those are the two guys that are right there that you're sitting there going, we got to get them off the books.
Right.
And I don't know who would take them.
If anyone who signs Bale right now, you are asking for financial ruin.
I walk back into Gareth Bale.
I mean, you are asking.
Leave again?
Yeah, well, I already cut my promo for Inter Milan, and then
it was a good 4-minute promo.
It was a 4-minute promo, and then I had to get back to reality very quickly.
And Gareth Bale's the way you did it?
Well, no, because what we did is we talked about essentially what we talked about was how Inter are dastardly buffoons and they're terrible and they're poor for your bad for your health and then we had to get back to reality and say, Milan still has 7 Champions League titles. We're okay with that. And
I'm with it. I'm hip.
But reality is Inter did everything that you wanted to do in that game. They ran over Milan. There was not a snowball's chance in Hades to get this done. I have to monitor my words because apparently Jackie Fresh is now watching these videos, so I have to be a little more careful with my language.
Evening Bandit.
Yeah. So, and we talked about the January window and how the players that Milan needed to bring in, they brought in too late. There was nothing they could really do. They don't have enough depth for a sustained run at the top of the table. So now the danger is there's a very real threat that they could end up 5th because it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter within the top 5 to 6 of the table. So
I don't think they do. I think they finished top 4.
Does this help you, Nick?
There you go. Bleep.
Okay,
that's right. That's right. And so then we talked about a little bit of we talked about kung fu kicks and people doing Bruce Lee cross kicks to score goals, and Haaland's name obviously came up, and that absolute all-worlder that he scored this past weekend. That dude's a unit. How tall is he? He's got to be 6'2"?
Efforting. Let's see if he is of that particular height, or is he Erling Braut Haaland? 6'4".
That dude is 6'4", and he's doing Bruce Lee spinning roundhouse cross kicks with that kind of agility. He is a monster, And so John brought up the question. Does he go to Real Madrid? And if so, what about their plans for Mbappe? And I'm like, well, I think Real Madrid is the only team that could afford.
They want them both.
Well, yeah, of course they want them both.
$1 billion over 6 years. Something like that.
Hey.
They want them both. They might have to separate them by a year.
But what I brought up is that if Messi goes to PSG, does Mbappe leave? Because I think Mbappe wants that opportunity to play with the greatest player of this generation. I'm just saying, I think that's hard to walk away from. If Messi calls you up, because Messi has people, and if Messi's people call up Mbappe and say, hey, look, man, the GOAT's coming, and you have a shot to play with the GOAT.
What if he calls him and says, hey, GOAT's coming, get out?
There's no way in the world that's happening. Messi's watching that game, and he's watching all the running Mbappe's doing, and he's like, that stuff I don't have to do anymore.
Dog, you go for it. It's all you.
That's great. I can sit back and ping passes like Pirlo. Are you serious? Yes.
Nah. Messi ain't built that way. He doesn't think that way.
You getting old enough?
Nah,
World Cup around the corner.
All right. Let's put it this way. On the record, on February 22nd, 2021, he's still got 4 months or so under contract, 3 and some change, at Barcelona. We know Barcelona is going to try to re-sign him. Any of the 3 presidential candidates have said that that's what they want to do. We know PSG is going to continue talking about him. We know Manchester City is probably going to be the respectful ones and sit back and wait. But if the call comes from the GOAT or the GOAT's people, the GOAT would like to hear about Manchester, well, then you know everything is ready to go, and that PowerPoint is ready to roll. And I don't think there's another wild card. I think it's those 3.
Right.
2021 August, when the season starts, where is Lionel Messi playing his football? John?
Barcelona.
Nick?
PSG.
I want to say Barcelona. I think it's going to be City.
Yeah.
And I know I went round and round on this.
I have too.
I think it's Barcelona if they have any semblance of something resembling financial security.
Yeah.
And they might be able to justify it. They might be able to make it work. If they can do that, it's Barcelona. I don't think City's going to push too hard.
Yeah.
I think they're going to wait in the cut, and if the opportunity presents itself, they'll go for it. I think PSG, being somewhat disrespectful, being a little brash, is not going to work. I think that's actually going to be a turnoff for Messi and his people. I think it's City or Barca, and right now I feel like it's City because I don't know if Barca can afford to pay him anything resembling what he's used to, even with a massive pay cut. I think City can offer so much more, and PSG can too. But I think the approach that PSG has used, it's just not the way Messi does business. And I don't think he likes it. And I think he'll go to City before he'll go to Paris.
Well, here's one thing that we do know about Messi is the man likes his money because he gets paid a ton of it.
Of course.
And Qatari Sports Investment can call him up and say, outside of whatever salary you get from PSG, we can make you the face of the World Cup. From all Qatar branding, anything at all that involves our country and the World Cup, we can make you the face of, and we're willing to pay you the gross national product of a large country to make that happen. Are you walking away from that because PSG happens to get a little pushy? If somebody from QSI, you're walking away from that?
If I'm Lionel Messi and the way he does business, yes.
I think Messi dives at it.
No,
I think that kind of money is too good.
I think he showed the kind of person he is when, after everything Bartomeu did to disrespect him, to try to tarnish his legacy, to the point that he reportedly, and it might not even be reportedly, it might be actually proven now, the president of the club hired people to start stories on social media about Messi and about other people that Messi is close with that have been at the club to trash their reputations. It's funny that Bartomeu was the first person to say, I didn't leak the contract. It wasn't me.
Right, yeah.
He who denied it supplied. That's all
it wasn't me. We didn't ask you, bruh.
Wait, hold up. We didn't even say anything about who leaked it. No, it was not me, though.
It wasn't me. I had nothing to do with it. What? Yeah. Even after all of that, Messi did not want to take Barcelona to court to get out of his contract, which I think he would have been able to do.
Yeah, that.
I really think it's down to a level of class that Messi has. Yeah, he wants to get paid, of course. He'll get paid at City. He would get paid the least at Barcelona, and he would take it because of his respect and love for the club and wanting to help get it back where it needs to be. The best thing for everybody would probably be him going to City, except for Liverpool fans who are screaming and crying in the chat.
Yeah.
Sorry, Liverpool fans and Arsenal fans and Chelsea fans and.
Well, I don't know why Liverpool fans are screaming and crying. I mean,
they're afraid.
You can't always be at the top of the table. Sometimes you have a little slip. It happens.
Whoa.
Sometimes your entire backline gets injured.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, didn't we talk about this when VVD went down? We were like, are they actually going to sign anyone to take his spot? And they're like, no. Okay, good luck. And it happens, man. Look, I understand what you're saying about Messi. I do think, though, that there will be influential people around him that talk about the schedule. And that will be the best thing about PSG is like, brother, you can live in Paris and essentially pick your month where you're going to be injured and go do whatever you want to do because our current star boy does that.
Well, have you looked at the table lately?
Yeah, PSG's not first.
They're not second.
Hey, look.
They're not third either.
They are making a run for Champions League. That's it.
No,
That's
they
all
are
I care
third.
about.
Sorry, they are third. They got a 2-point cushion for third. My bad.
Yeah.
That's the last Champions League spot. They got a 2-point cushion over the team that just beat them. Pochettino's off to the worst start in the Qatari era. He might not be in a position to offer him what he wants. He might say, I'm not going there to play in the Europa League. Messi doesn't play in the Europa League.
They're not going to end up in the Europa League.
They're 2 points away from it.
I mean, PSG's lost 6 games this year.
Hey.
They got 12 games
resting
left.
folks. They have folks who are injured. I don't like PSG. I'm just saying that they have the ability. They have more than enough ability and firepower.
They do
to make it. To make it. What there are a lot of things in life I'm worried about. PSG making their way back to Champions League ain't one of them. They're going to be A-okay.
We'll see.
We'll
see if Pochettino's there at the end if it keeps going the way it's going.
That's a bit of a different animal.
Yeah.
And where does Pochettino go if he gets canned from PSG?
Oh, everything has changed with his stature at that point.
I mean, you went from being the hottest name, your name being kicked around for the Real Madrid job, and you get kicked out at PSG.
To this flaming pile on the sidewalk.
I mean,
we'll see. We will see. It's gonna be weird with PSG because they keep dropping. I mean, they've lost 2 of their last 5. They lost to Monaco. What do they have? They've got 2 games on the road at Dijon and at Bordeaux. Then
Dijon, bottom of the table.
Yeah, they've got
Bordeaux 11th.
3 games on the road that they should be able to handle against poor teams. Then they have the home leg with Barcelona that they should be fine. Then they do have to go. They have back-to-back. They go to Lyon March 21st. They host Lille the next weekend.
Wow.
That's where it kind of turns for them on those 2. Because outside of that, you've got fairly winnable games the rest of the way. But they've been dropping some of those, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out when all the Death Star is fully armed and operational.
I need somebody crazy to like not qualify for Champions League or to fall out of something or to get relegated. Like I need something ludicrous the rest of the way.
Be awesome.
Okay, so define. So what's the craziest thing?
Well, okay, let's go through the major leagues. So PSG not making Champions League would be pretty crazy. That's high on the crazy list. I mean, on the Rene Higuita scale, that's 4 Higuitas.
That's close to peak Higuita.
Not quite. We can go peak Higuita, but I don't know if we'll get peak Higuita this year. What's crazier? PSG not qualifying for the Champions League or Liverpool not qualifying for the Champions League?
I think Liverpool. The problem is with PSG is that Neymar always gets injured the same time of the year religiously.
Crazy how that happens.
Crazy how it happens. Always around Carnival, even though it's canceled. And his sister's birthday. Magical how that happens.
The healing powers of his sister.
Who knows? Wait, whoa.
No.
Good Lord. But
The home cooking.
I'm just saying that it happens every time. So there's a bit more skepticism around that.
A little bit.
I don't think there's any skepticism around Liverpool's injury problems.
Nope.
You could talk about the penalties that are awarded and blah 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 and whatever. I don't care about any of that. Look, if that was the case, no one would have any conversations in Serie A at all because it would just be about Juve buying penalties. Believe me, we've lived it. I think Liverpool's problems are one, something that we spoke about at the beginning of the year, which are these high pressing teams are going to have significant trouble because of the shortened off season. Halfway to the latter half of the season, you're going to see these high pressing teams start to hit roadblocks and challenges, and you're watching it happen. So if you're a Liverpool fan, I know you're feeling that the wheels are coming off and it's the apocalypse because I was talking all this trash last season and going into this season, and every Twitter post I had, regardless of the status, took the dog outside. You'll never walk alone. Took clean. You'll never walk alone. Oh, I have a rodent infestation. You'll never walk alone. And now all your friends are coming after you. I understand this. But you're going to own it for one season. And next season, you'll get your people back. You'll be healthier. Maybe Klopp will, get some rest and relaxation away from everything for a while because God knows the man needs it, especially with some of the stuff that's happened. God bless him off the field. But he's going to come back, hopefully rested and refreshed. Your players will come back healthy. You guys will be right back at the top of the table again. It's not doom and gloom. Not every season is going to be the tippy top. So you don't go back to Champions League. Oh my God.
Europa
do
League. What about the conference?
Yeah.
Can they go into the conference next season?
Oh,
I don't even know what that thing is.
I have no idea.
I think it starts next season.
But
Third
I
layer
think at that
of
point you
European
put all the eggs in winning the Prem. That's it. Do we care about Europa? No, we don't care about winning Europa. Field the backups. Let's get out of there. And then you get the youngest players on the team, the water boy, the flag kids, and maybe some of the mascots if they allow mascots to come back to go and play in the Europa League game.
Do they have to play in the mascot outfit?
I mean, sure, why not? And then that's right, yeah. You go and you sign Gunnosaurus for like a Cadbury bar and a bottle of salad cream, and you call it good. And you focus on winning the Prem. My God in heaven, how terrible would that be? All your rivals are going to be trying. Oh, we got to win the Champions League, and you're just like, yeah, we're just going to take the domestic. Thanks.
Well, then you're Inter this season. And
that's fine.
You are in the position of watching everybody go traipse around Europe in the midweek.
Yes.
And you are thinking back to that embarrassing time when you were knocked out of everything, and you're like, wait a minute, that actually worked out pretty good, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, because you were about to dethrone like the 10-time champions. So congratulations.
It kind of worked out.
I'm not willing to say thank you, Inter. I can't muster that.
It's painful.
But
I do have one question about that real quick before we try to figure out what is the craziest thing that could possibly happen.
All right.
I'm looking for things as we do during this show, some things that pop up on Reddit, some things that pop up on the European soccer lists. And is this accurate that when Zlatan started talking a little bit of trash and running his mouth that everything went downhill?
Talking trash about what?
I know since the Lukaku incident, yes.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me. But wasn't there another? Didn't he get caught like running his mouth in a game, and Milan lost it? I don't remember the details. I think he was caught on the mic talking trash to a player before the Lukaku incident.
I'm trying to remember if that was the Atalanta game or the Spezia game. I think it was the Atalanta game that he talked trash and then it came back to bite him.
Mm-hmm. I think that started it.
Yeah. There have been a series of issues. I don't think necessarily the trash talking. The trash talking may be a symptom, but it's not the disease. The disease right now is that you have multiple players who are in the midst of contract negotiations, including Zlatan. So you have Zlatan who's negotiating, you have Donnarumma who's negotiating, Kanaglu who's negotiating. And when you have that many players who are in the middle of negotiations and the media swarming and, this is probably the first time I've ever seen pressure really get to Zlatan because I don't think his body can carry the mouth anymore. Nope. And so there's not enough talent around him and enough depth in the squad to overcome any stressors that he may have been able to survive before. His body just can't do the lifting all alone. And you have moments with Kanaglu where he vanishes like he did it in this past Sunday. And Donnarumma, he is Milan through and through. I don't think he's going to leave. David Amayal from the Couchland podcast is convinced, like ready to carve it in stone, that Donnarumma's not leaving. But Mino Raiola keeps throwing out there, we'll leave. None of this is good chemistry right now. And that's really the only thing that's holding it together. This team reminds me a lot of the 70-win Hawks team, where they were a great team, but it wasn't a collection of superstars. Right. And the minute one of them got hurt, it all just went. And so that's where you are right now. You have a tired team. You have contract negotiations that may be fraying some relationships, maybe exposing certain things about players, and it's. That team dynamic is not there. So this will be the pivotal moment of Pioli's management career. No matter where he goes, if he can salvage this moment and get them qualified for Champions League, they should build a damn statue of him outside of San Siro. But yeah, it's a little bit of the shine's come off. It's not a fairy tale that got them here. I saw one of the coaches from Atlanta United talk about how it was the fairy tale had ended for Milan. I have to disagree. It's not a fairy tale. They worked their butts off for the past 2 years to get back to where they are. It's not a fairy tale. But I will say that when you have a team that's held together with chewing gum and sticks and something happens, it's very difficult to bring that back together again, and I think that's where Milan is, to be honest.
Okay. So the craziest possible thing that could happen realistically in Europe, we've got a couple candidates. PSG missing out on Champions League. Liverpool missing out on Champions League. I think with where we are this season, it's 3.5 or maybe even 3 Hikitas on the 1 to 5 scale. I think PSG missing out would be more shocking than Liverpool because of the injuries, because of the way the season's gone.
Agreed.
Right.
West Ham getting in to the Champions League. That's pretty crazy.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. I don't know if it's 4. I don't know if it's more than PSG missing potentially, but it would be pretty crazy. Newcastle going down. Is that even crazy?
No, it's years of
like
mismanagement.
We know that Fulham have to find points somewhere, but I don't think that's not a Higuita. That's not 4 Higuitas crazy.
Okay, so that's like a Higuita. That's like a little bit of Higuita's mop top. That's about it. Not much.
Look, I hate it for Miggy. I wish to God Miggy had gone to a better team than Newcastle.
Yes.
But the knucklehead who's in charge of him, he makes the decision. He makes decisions like a lobotomized gerbil. I mean, like, what do you want him to do? Of course, no. Fulham, at least I know they care and they're invested in. Scotty Tuhati is doing everything he can to will that team across the line. I'm not convinced that anyone in upper management at Newcastle has a clue of what's going on outside of Ashley, throwing old laser discs against the wall whenever he gets angry. I mean, there's nothing about Newcastle that tells me they're capable of staying up. Nothing.
Okay. I don't think there's anything that is high on the Higuita scale in Italy, really. I mean, not with where we are in the season. If Inter wins the title, no. If Milan goes to Champions League, no. If Juventus, doesn't win the title, that's not crazy where things are. They kind of, they knew where things were coming in. Lazio,
I think I'll give you two from Italy that I think.
Okay, you give me something out of Italy, and we'll rate it on the Higuita scale.
Yeah, I think one, Roma could make Champions League, and if Milan and Juve slip, Roma could end up in the second or third position of the league, and they could still fire their manager.
That's a couple Higuitas.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
And then you also have Atalanta, who, if they get hot, could springboard back into Champions League. And this is after selling Papu Gomez and all the drama in which their manager got punched in the face. So
allegedly, or is that confirmed?
From what I understand, it's confirmed.
Mostly allegedly. Kind of.
Are there things that make you angry?
Look, Papu Gomez, the idea that most educated soccer reporters and soccer talk heads thought that Atalanta was going to be a mid-table team after losing Papu Gomez. And the fact that they're still there in the Europa spot, knocking on the door to get in the Champions League, is absolutely nuts and a testament to how good Gasparini is at managing that team and how he was able to bring him back and do the job that Pioli needs to do.
Man can take a punch.
More ways than one.
Okay,
Allegedly.
Let's go over to Germany. There's a few things that could qualify here. Borussia Dortmund missing out on the Champions League. Little crazy? Little?
Only because they have a galactic talent like Holland on the team. I think that's a little crazy.
1.5 Higitas is where I'm at on it.
I think that's crazy.
Because you're 6 points out. You're 6 points behind Eintracht Frankfurt. Mm-hmm. And you've got 12 matches to go.
Okay. I think what maybe would be the craziest thing that could happen is Bayern Munich not winning the Bundesliga.
Leipzig?
Yeah, I mean, they're the obvious candidates here, but Bayern Munich not winning the Bundesliga, in my opinion, is crazier than PSG not qualifying for the Champions League this season. And that is my standard bearer for crazy.
Okay.
And I left Borussia Mönchengladbach out of the conversation. Specifically, Natasha is yelling in the Twitch pitch about Marco Rosa right now. That is happening.
I will join you on that crazy.
I think it's 4.5 Higitas.
Bayern,
yeah.
Because Bayern has been the best team. I mean, really the past 2 years, they've just been operating at a level that's just been so stupid. To see them not win the league would be pretty shocking.
Winter just said, "I'll take no Champions League for Dortmund just to see Bayern not win the title."
Okay. Hey, whatever it takes to get across the line. Sometimes, who was it that threw that in there?
That was Winterwind.
Winterwind, are you Italian? That's a very Italian thing to say. I would rather risk injury or death to myself to watch you fail. That is peak Italian.
So our order of Higitas are Bayern, PSG, West Ham?
Well, I've got Bayern not winning the Bundesliga. I've got PSG not going to the Champions League. And West Ham going to the Champions League. That's the crazy Higuita scale. We've not gotten to Spain yet.
Oh.
Atleti blowing the league title, I think, is in that conversation.
Yeah.
It might be below West Ham getting to Champions League, but blowing the title the way it's happened, that's going to be middle of the pack on the Higuitas.
Yeah.
For me, because I thought it was done and dusted.
I thought so too.
Barcelona somehow blowing it and not going to Champions League next year would be right there with PSG. I think they'll do it, but it's right in that. It's at that level.
Yeah, because match in hand, 6 points ahead of Real Sociedad. Yeah.
But them getting knocked out of Champions League, I think, is probably the best thing for them right now.
No, they got to have the cash.
They got to have the cash.
I
know what you're saying, but they've got to have that revenue. That part's uber critical for them. It'd be better for them to be able to reload. I'm with you, but and just focus on league play or whatever. But they got to be in Champions League financially. Like Dortmund is about to go through that, and that's what's going to happen in Germany. That's going to be transformative. Is Dortmund's not going to go to Champions League next year, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to sell Haaland now, not have him for one more year, because they can't gut the team knowing that Haaland is gone next year.
Yeah.
So they can't go and sell Jadon Sancho, who it actually sounds like Manchester United is not going to go buy now. They can't sell Gio Reyna. They can't sell
Bellingham.
I don't think Bellingham's in this conversation just yet. They can't go sell all those guys and then know that the release clause is going to get hit on Haaland the following year. So it's going to accelerate things one more year, in my opinion, for them. They're not going to qualify. They're going to have to go find money. Barcelona, if they don't qualify, they don't really have much to sell, and they already got to sell it anyway. They got to get in just to get the checks.
They're like in the Dave Ramsey territory. Like if you ever, for anyone out there who have ever listened to the Dave Ramsey podcast, you know what I'm talking about. When the person who calls up and they say like, "Hi, Dave. I'm $47,000 in debt, and the rent is due. The water's about to get shut off. The power's getting shut off." And Dave Ramsey says, "Sell everything you own." Mm-hmm. Everything you own goes on eBay. If it's not food, it's going on eBay, and that's where Barcelona is right now.
It's the debt snowball for Dortmund, is what you're saying.
Yes, it's the debt. It's for Dortmund, for Barcelona, for all of them. It's debt snowball time. Baby, load up and sell everything. Messi should be signing shirts in the basement until 5:00 in the morning. That's it. Just sign the shirts, baby. Get them out the door. 4,000 a piece. Let's go.
Man, poor guy.
Tackle your smallest debt first and work your way up the ladder.
That's it.
I don't think there's anything else possible on the crazy scale. I mean, Celtic not winning the title, that's already done.
Yeah.
Neil Lennon being back at Celtic next year, I don't even think that's crazier. It shouldn't happen, but they've proven to be pretty stupid.
Yes.
This is the crazy scale, not the stupid scale.
Yeah, it's a different scale. Burns says Dortmund's going to be okay. They'll have Marco Rosa. They still have superior scouting for young players. There are rumors they will rehire Sven Mislintat, the genius GM who rebuilt Stuttgart. They'll be okay. This year's an outlier. Need to always remember. But they're not in good financial shape. I agree with you in that it'll be an outlier, but it will cost them the last year they were expected to have with Haaland.
Yeah,
and that's okay.
But the German teams, I think we also have to hold it in a different light because the German teams are far more heavily regulated from a financial standpoint than the French teams, the Spanish teams, and even the Italian teams.
But they came out and said, like, this has been pretty clear early on that we need Champions League football, and if we don't get it, we're going to have to do some business. And I think that now with the Haaland talk with Madrid, with Chelsea, with City, with United, and salary figures are being thrown around, that will just get accelerated a year. Now they can then take some of that money, secure their future, but also probably go get a player or two with that money that comes in and still pocket a lot of it. It just changes it, but they can navigate it. Mm-hmm. It's not going to break them. Barcelona not getting into Champions League with how precarious it is, It possibly could break them. That's the crazy element of it. But you want crazy?
Hit me.
Barcelona is still talking some nonsense with some of the people there who are running for president. You've got the candidate, and maybe this is why, he's the third out of three in just the conversation around it. Freisha, who is still saying that, yeah, we can sign Haaland and Mbappe. Yeah, we can do that. Sure. We can make that happen. Vote for me.
If 2020 taught me anything, is that there are a lot of people out there who are willing to believe foolishness.
Vote for me.
Absolute foolishness. They'll believe anything that gets put across their desk. And if this moron is actually going out and saying that, I want him screened immediately because I believe he's huffing household chemicals.
Yeah, that's probably true. He has promised major moves. Here you go. This probably needed something. A little bit of this. So, in Marca, Tony Freisha.
And now, for the interpretive dance of John.
Tony Freisha, the presidential candidate, has revealed that his campaign has reached an agreement with an investor to contribute 250 million euro, which can be used to bring in new players.
Okay.
He went a step further and even admitted which areas of the squad they are looking at strengthening. 250 million euro in exchange for 49% of the club. So he's, yes, vote for me. We're going to sell 49% of the club. We're going to get 250 million euro for 49% of Barcelona.
Oh, God.
There's got to be more to that. Okay, there's got to be more.
Yeah.
Anyway, they ask, well, what does Ronald Koeman think about this? It's impossible for Koeman not to like them. They are unique players. Freisha was asked if Erling Haaland or Kylian Mbappe could be presented at the Camp Nou. He said it's possible. We have a maxim. We will never talk about players until we present them. It's a bad strategy because you allow other clubs to step on your negotiation. But it is absolutely possible. That's what Barcelona must do. Bring in difference-making players.
Sure.
And he does say that they would try to sign Lionel Messi back. He said Messi has given us more than Barcelona's given him. I'll agree with that. I've spoken to his entourage, but not personally with him. The opportunity for him to continue is open. His contract has to be brought into line with the club. But you're going to say you can go get Haaland and Mbappe.
Yeah.
When Mbappe's talking about like 72 million euro per year gross, so he can make sure half of that goes to the tax man. Okay. Sure.
The interruption here, the Duchess wanted me to inform everyone that apparently Mount Etna is erupting, which it does frequently.
Okay.
And so I was instructed to inform you all. And she held the phone up and goes,
Okay. No, that's important. These are important things.
All right.
So there we go. But no, look.
The one thing, okay, this 49% thing real quick, just to clarify. It's 250 million euro for the operation of 49% of the businesses linked to Barca corporate. Don't know exactly what that means. It's not exactly the club, it sounds like. It's stuff that the club owns and operates. So, okay, maybe that's not as crazy. Only 250 million euro there. Anyway. Okay. Proceed.
But, so what I just don't understand how, and somebody can maybe help me here. How in God's name, it's like saying, hey, I'm going to operate a Ponzi scheme. Invest with me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wait, you just told us you're running like phony business. Yes, invest with me. Like, that's really, people out there can read. They understand that Barcelona is broke.
1 billion euro in debt.
Billion.
Billion.
And that all ain't long-term debt either.
And this little 250 million popping in ain't going to do anything.
Here to bring the appropriate level of darkness and dread to this conversation is Jarrett_Smith. He is here to tell us, Jarrett, how absolutely buffoonish is it?
Well, let me explain something to you three cartoon characters.
Woo! That's right, Mr. Flair.
That was Jarrett.
What am I even explaining?
I don't know.
You're explaining the idiocy of people believing that Barcelona is going to bring in Mbappe and Haaland while they are $1 billion in debt.
The closest thing to Mbappe they're going to bring in is if they get Hansen to do a pregame show.
I could pull that off, too.
Which Jason will vouch for. Hansen slaps in 2021.
Yeah. For real.
I mean,
wait, what?
Yeah.
Yes. I've listened to his
You're talking about the
Jason's
bumps from
recommendation.
Mbop?
Yes. They actually do like an alt-rock kind of thing now, man. It's not bad at
What?
all. There's a lot worse music out there.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Okay.
Jason is very trustable with his music takes.
Mm-hmm. I'm very open-minded when it comes to music, and Jared is correct.
Okay, so let me make sure we're on the same page. They had 3 goons.
They were kids.
And-
One of them was like 7. Goon's a
Yeah,
little
I don't
harsh.
They did the Mbop song, and they are continuing to play, and it's good.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
All of this is fact, and I knew all of this back in the day because I used to cut commercials for Radio Disney back in the dark ages of the 90s. And we played Mbop like every hour that the FCC would allow.
That is correct.
There's that.
I'll send you a picture of me in the studio of like 8-year-old me cutting like Lake Lanier Beach and water park pictures. Like I was cutting promos for them and not getting paid.
That part's not good.
No. The mouse owes me money because ABC Disney owned Kicks back in the day and Y1067 and Radio Disney. So the mouse owes me money. Not that I'll ever see a dime of it.
No.
Tweet at Bob Iger.
I got as much chance of getting that money from them as Mbappe does of landing at Barcelona. Hello!
That was good. That was good.
Oh, man.
You got a better chance of Erling Haaland landing in Celtic.
Mondays with Reddit.
I do want to envision Erling Haaland at Celtic. That's kind of amazing, Jared. I need you to explain this to me, John, like we're all 5, because I don't know what happened with angry Dean Smith and Aston Villa, but now it sounds like Aston Villa players are banned from being part of fantasy football.
Accurate.
What? They can't participate in the fantasy football anymore?
No. Word leaked out. Yeah, well, here's the deal. Word leaked out ahead of their last match about Jack Grealish's injury. And so he was pissed off about that leaking out on social media, and then obviously the impact that it has for folks like me, and having Jack Grealish on your fantasy team and not knowing, or knowing before kickoff, but I didn't know in time, and so I couldn't swap him out of my lineup to have him start. But now, because of all of these nowhere close to primary impacts that an injury like that can have on a football club, including the fantasy football and how popular it is, Dean Smith is even telling his players now, no, you can't do fantasy football because of leaks and things like that. Because if you sit there and you're starting Jack Grealish, say, and then for some reason, folks are looking at your fantasy football team and you do something like you dump Jack Grealish or you sub Jack Grealish.
And he's your teammate?
Yeah, and he's your teammate. And you're dumping him out of your lineup. Folks are going to sit there and go, well, something's got to be wrong. And so then folks are doing that same thing. So fantasy football is now not happening if you're on Aston Villa.
That's amazing.
I want to see if I can get the quote specifically, but that's, yeah. So, all right. So
I just
from
like
our
that
friends,
we have angry Dean Smith. We had sad Christian Eriksen, but he's not sad anymore.
yeah,
He's happy.
No, he's balling.
He's good. Who's the sad one that we have now? Is it sad Gareth Bale or is he just Gareth?
It has to be sad,
It's
Gareth
me.
Bale.
well, no, but he's getting a paycheck. Why would he?
Yeah, I
be
don't
sad?
think he's really sad. I think he is
And he
indifferent
scored
Gareth
recently.
Bale. He's indifferent Gareth Bale.
Is Ed Hazard sad?
I stand by my
No.
opinion last week. The fact that he is just totally okay with his legacy circling the drain so viciously during all this is just astounding.
Man, all he cares about is like the 9th green. That's it. That's the only thing the man cares about.
19th hole for Gareth Bale.
That's it. That's
He
all
makes
the man
Mike
cares
Hampton look like an Iron Man.
about.
Oh, here's even more detail on your fantasy football situation.
Yes.
A social media account called FPL Insider revealed that players Matt Targett, Connor Hurahan, and Neil Taylor all transferred Grealish out of their fantasy Premier League sides, as well as some members of staff. quoting Dean Smith, I was made aware on social media there were rumors he was not going to play. If that is coming out of our training ground, I will find out where it is coming from and reprimand whoever it is coming from. It is something
And
I
boom
would
goes
not
the
be
dynamite.
happy with.
Did he point when he said it?
No, that was added emphasis on my part.
I
Sorry.
hope that he did. That's awesome. He getting popped for fantasy football when the dude's teammates are like, yeah, he's hurt. He ain't playing this week. Let's drop him.
Exactly.
Let's drop him. I want to win this fantasy football.
Exactly.
Oh,
Bang.
not good.
Because of I have to artfully word this, and all of you guys over a certain age will have to understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, bleep. This is very minimal. This is like absurd for today's standards, but you had managers back in the day who used to send team employees to follow their favorite players to find out if they were actually entertaining guests at their home, and would ask questions of the manner in which they were entertaining said guests, because they had certain beliefs that how those things affected player performance. So I'll say this is an improvement, generally speaking, on the general freedom being allowed players, but I still think it's a bit absurd, man.
We've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
That's right. They got to let these people play their fantasy football, man.
The name's Dalton.
Can you imagine that in the transfer request? Like, you're a
I
player,
wanna
making
play
good money, you're
fantasy
starting.
football.
Like, why are you leaving? A player won't, manager won't, a gaffer won't let me do my fantasy football team. Like, whoa. We got to get you out of there, my man. Like, I'm taking this to Cass.
Yeah, Cass.
They're not letting me do my fantasy football.
Cass would have a judgment on my
I appreciate that all of Nick's voices sound like somebody who guts fish on a place that ends with the words "on sea."
At a leafy on sea.
I like
That's
the
right.
I like the variety, because I thought that was going to be. Wait a minute, is that like David Beckham's brother? But it wasn't.
It's going to be
It
Beckham.
wasn't.
Wait,
No. No. We're not going full Beckham there.
Beckham's a special reserve.
Yeah, no, you got to say that.
Beckham is top shelf liquor.
Yeah, you have to start utilizing more of the nasal passage when you go into Beckham.
Good to know.
That's how you shake that one out. But it's it's going to happen. It's a matter of time.
put a fantasy football clause in your contract.
That's it. Because you know what? The stuff that gets added in, there's some agent who's going to be tired of hearing his player complain about, like, look, man, I understand the stupid clause about the fantasy football, but if you want the player, just sign it. We can lower the transfer fee by 10%. I still get my cut, but I'm just saying, lower it by 10%. There's going to be some teams going to be like, yep.
Yeah.
Have fun, boss.
All right. While everybody is here, we have to go back to something we started, and then we didn't have a all-together show, and then we had a mix and match. Then we had to teach John how to be a bookie. We have
Wait, we did a stop and start with something?
I know,
never do that.
It's crazy. But we're gonna restart it, and John has new tools to be able to do this properly.
Wait a minute.
So I don't have to try to explain that when you gamble something, when you bet something, and you don't win that bet, you actually lose the money. You actually don't get it back. Somehow I was going to win the week with only hitting 1 of 6, and Nick hit 4, and he was going to lose. And I had to argue that that's insane.
I appreciate your honesty, Jason.
I did. I couldn't take that.
Nick's going to lose 4 games.
He got 4 of 6. He did really well. Anyway, our good friend, YouTuber, on the Twitch pitch, has sent John spreadsheets.
Yep.
That all he's got to do is fill in the proper numbers, and it will tell him who wins.
Oh, gambling's awesome.
And John was afraid of the spreadsheets.
Okay.
I
Look, with great power comes great responsibility, and the things you can do with an Excel spreadsheet are akin to like black magic in the 1400s.
You had a kid on Beverly Hills 90210 with like a 1992 two-way tracking bets for Brandon Walsh and Steve Sanders. And John was trying to give me my money back. But he's got spreadsheets now.
He's the nicest short-term bookie ever.
It's
a great bookie. It's just not going to stay in business.
He is. That's true. It'd be very short-term, but we think we have it situated. So we are going to make our picks. 6 games.
Yeah.
This is also assuming you don't lay money against Florida State.
It's also true.
Actually, if you lay money for Florida State, he's going to break your legs to teach you a lesson not to trust the current Florida State regime.
Don't
also
you
true.
damn bet on Florida State for anything.
Settle down, John. All right. John, you need to pull up the numbers as they currently stand for the Champions League matches this week.
The champion.
Because 4 of the 6 picks will be Champions League.
Right on.
We will start with Lazio and Bayern Munich tomorrow. I believe it is actually in Italy. I think so. I'm almost positive. Yes, it is. Lazio and Bayern. Bayern, you're defending champions. Defending Club World Cup champions. They have won 16 of their last 17 in the Champions League. They have scored at least 2 goals in 15 of their last 17 in the Champions League. That's insane. However, Lazio undefeated in their last 6 Champions League matches. Lazio have lost just 2 of their last 10 in all competitions, winning the other 8. They have been great at home. 7 straight wins in Rome for Lazio. Bayern, lost to Eintracht Frankfurt on the weekend. Draw before that. Lazio hosting Bayern is game number 1. What are the numbers, John?
Lazio plus 348, Bayern a plus 304, Bayern Munich a minus 130.
Oh, this is a really tempting game. Wow, we're starting it off with a bang. John, what are you picking?
I'll go Bayern.
Bayern to win on the road in leg 1.
Bayern to win on the road in leg 1.
Okay. Jarrett?
Got to do something.
Is that Cincinnati side here? Because I got some Romans defending their home turf. I'll take Lazio. You're welcome, Nick.
Oh my God!
You broke the man.
Oh my God! I'm going draw.
I'm going Lazio. I'm going Lazio to beat Bayern at home.
I think Bayern's tired, but there's too much quality to walk out of there with an L. think Lazio is going to be they're in A-OK shape, but I think they're going to have a little bit of trouble with the Germans. So, un.
Okay. Atleti and Chelsea in Bucharest, not in Madrid. Your interesting statistics, your interesting bits of trivia here. Chelsea have not lost in their last 6. Thomas Tuchel, yet to taste defeat with Chelsea. Atleti, unbeaten in their last 5 in the Champions League. 1 win in their last 4 in all competitions, though, for Cholo Simeone. 2-0 lost to Levante. Yeah. Chelsea, 1-1 draw at Southampton. Neither team's coming in great here. Atleti, we know how good they are usually defensively. Chelsea have been very good defensively under Tuchel. What are the numbers, John?
Atleti plus 175. Your draw's a plus 204, and Chelsea's a plus 191.
In Bucharest.
In Bucharest.
Nick, what do you think?
Give me Atleti for the win.
Oh.
Tuchel has already caused some waves with some of the players. I think there's going to be a little bit of challenge there. Who he benches, who he starts. All those fun things are kicking up. Never really works that good, especially when you're doing a ridiculously long flight from London all the way down to Bucharest. Atleti with the win. I'll say 2-1.
That's bold. I got a draw. I'll take a draw here. I think it's going to be ugly. It's not going to be fun. I think Lazio Bayern will be more fun. Jarrett, what do you think?
I think Atleti wins the whole thing, and I think they advance. But for this game, Bucharest, I am Tuchel for school. Give me Chelsea.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
This is like if anyone
You're just
saw,
upset you didn't think of it.
If anyone saw this weekend the videos that surfaced of the old Jim Henson Wilkins coffee commercials.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Kermit the Frog asked this dude if he wants Wilkins coffee. The guy says no. And Kermit pulls out a gun and shoots him.
It has the Washington Monument fall on the guy.
Back in the
Drops
day.
a bomb in the window.
You could do those things.
Oh, man.
John.
This is a list of things that will be done to me probably later. Okay. Nice knowing everyone.
Draw.
It's a great dad joke, man.
All right, Wednesday, Atalanta and Madrid. And I think it is in Italy.
It is. It is at the Stadio de Bergamo.
All right. Kind of a weird one I wouldn't expect. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in Atalanta's last 3 games in the Champions League. That's surprising. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in Real Madrid's last 3 games in the Champions League. That's not surprising. Real Madrid has been grinding out results lately. Very ugly. Kind of just, they got a ton of injuries. They have won 4 in a row. Luka Modric, flying at the moment. Toni Kroos, flying at the moment. Casemiro, very, very good. Atalanta, 1 loss in their last 11 at home, 8 wins. So 8 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws in their last 11 at home in all competitions. They've scored a lot of goals at home, at least 3 goals in 9 of those 11 at home. What are the numbers?
Atalanta plus 131. Your draw's a plus 270, and Real Madrid a plus 200.
I will go with... Oh, this one's tricky. I'll go with Atalanta to win. John.
Draw.
Jarrett.
Yeah, I'm taking a draw.
Nick.
Atalanta, Benzema's going to be out. From what I understand, there's going to be several Real Madrid players out. So
it's like, who's in?
Yeah. I think Zidane's a mighty fine manager. However, you're talking about a team in Atalanta that has been doing just dandy as of late. So yeah, I'll take Atalanta. And I think it's going to be fairly comfortable. I'm going to go 2-0.
Oh wow! I don't know if I feel that comfortable about it.
I'm feeling comfortable.
Okay. Last one in Champions League: Borussia Mönchengladbach and Manchester City, and it is in Budapest
at the Puskás Arena.
Puskás.
Your interesting facts: Manchester City, clean sheet in their last 5 Champions League matches. They've won 5 of their last 6 in the Champions League. They've won like 900 straight games, it seems like.
Check.
18, I believe, is the magic number now in all competitions.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's absurd. Gladbach, not so great. They haven't won in their last 3. They've lost 2 of their last 3. I don't really have a lot else to say about this one. I think City wins.
Yep.
Jarrett?
I'll take City. I think they're comfortable enough in the league right now. They can aim the giant death laser at Champions League. And I think they will do just that.
Okay. Nick?
Man City building a press-resistant WM formation, trotting that bad boy out. I'm going to go City big. That's with multiple E's, by the way. Big.
I like it. Okay. We got 2 more games for our list. Going to get a little interesting now.
Uh-oh.
Brazil. Final day
Here's
of the season. Flamengo has taken the lead. They fire Dome Tarrant. Senni comes in. He's struggling for a while. He gets it figured out. They get bumped in Libertadores. They beat Internacional. Even after the Internacional fan paid the fee to have their left back, who was on loan from Flamengo, play in the game against his club, had to pay 6 figures.
$180,000.
$180,000. The player contributed on the first goal. Nice. You're getting your money's worth.
Got to halftime.
Made a big no. There was more before halftime. He made a mistake that gave up the first goal to equalize. So 1-1. It's a wash. Red carded in the 49th minute. Dubious VAR decision, but still a red card. Flamengo is in the driver's seat. If they win the league. If other things happen, they win the league. If they lose, and Internacional wins, and they should, they lose the league. Flamengo has to go to Sao Paulo. We know who is in charge in Sao Paulo now. Hernan Crespo. Sao Paulo have drawn their last 3 home matches. Flamengo have won 5 of their last 6. Flamengo have scored at least 2 goals in 5 of their last 6. They are scoring the goals. Sao Paulo has been very good defensively. Under 2 goals scored in each of their last 3 matches in the Brasileirão. Picks for this one. John, do you have numbers?
For Sao Paulo and Flamengo?
Yes.
Why, yes, I do.
I figured you would.
Sao Paulo is a +3. Yes, Nick?
Sao Paulo lost today against Botafogo.
Did they? Brazil's weird. They probably did.
Yes, they did. Botafogo won 1-0.
Yeah. The other one was yesterday. It's Brazil. They'll probably play tomorrow too.
Look, if we're doing the gambling, I just want to make sure that all of our people are responsibly.
They'll probably play 3 times in a
entertainment
row.
Purposes only.
They might play a doubleheader before that match. It's Brazil.
No, that's completely possible. It is Brazil.
Jarrett, you start us off with Sao Paulo and Flamengo. What were the numbers again, John? I'm sorry.
Sao Paulo's a +347. Your draw is a +316. Flamengo is a -141.
Oh, man. Give me the draw because I want to see things get dumb.
They would get done with a draw potentially.
Give me the draw in Team Chaos. And like Dome Tarrant is like sitting there rocking in a chair somewhere and giggling to himself while he drinks whatever drink he prefers.
Going Leo Mazzoni in his den with a drink and a smoke.
He would be doing that too. Yes. I'm going to Sao Paulo win because it's Brazil and things will get absolutely chaotic. I think Flamengo might still win the title that way because it's Brazil. But I'm going Sao Paulo to win at home.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Flamengo with the win and Crespo already on the hot seat after 2 games.
I'm with Bern. I got Dani Alves with a hat trick for Sao Paulo.
There you go.
I love Dani Alves, but I'm just saying. Crespo on the hot seat already. 48 hours.
It's possible.
Yeah. You didn't do it last day of the season. You're on the hot
Like, what?
So I'll go draw with Jarrett's Team Chaos Theory. That's where I was headed.
Okay. John, do you have... I'm assuming you don't have the odds for Ecuador, do you?
See, this is how Jason tries to recoup his points. This is it right here.
Absolutely.
He's putting that Banana subscription to use, baby.
Yep. Accurate.
Well,
it's all fun and games until he starts letting me put in Irish Division 2 games.
Yeah.
That's right.
what game are you looking for, Jason?
Let's see what we have this weekend. Because you're into week 2 in Ecuador this weekend. I really don't have a great one.
You've got Macara and IDV, and that's about as close as it gets.
We will go with the IDV game. That's a good one. What are the odds on Macara and Independiente del Valle?
Macara and IDV, your numbers are Macara at a plus 206. Your draw is a plus 173. IDV is a plus 156.
Now, in the first week, Macara lost on the road at Guayaquil City 3-1. Independiente del Valle lost on the road in week 1 as well to Orense 2-0. So both are coming in off losses. This one is another road match for Independiente del Valle. It is at Macara. I'm going to go draw and not be very exciting.
Okay.
John.
I was going to go draw as well because I'm looking at the numbers and they're all pretty much in line, and I imagine that it's going to even itself out across the board, so draw for me too.
Jarrett.
I don't know enough to get myself out of trouble. I'll take a draw and just bail out.
Oh.
I'm gonna go Independiente del Valle.
Okay, I was about to say.
Scared money don't make money, but it also doesn't result in as many broken legs, Jason.
That's true. I was going to have to change my pick if everybody went draw.
No,
you got it. I will give this bit of information before everything is locked in, thanks to John Dolazar. Bayern only traveled with 17 instead of the usual 23 for a game day squad.
Oh.
That's not good for their match. Does anybody want to revisit their selections in that one?
No. With all the draws on the board, we got to figure out a way to be. Yeah, with all the draws on the board this week, you got to figure out a way to be different. So I'll stick with mine.
Okay. All right. Well, that's the picks. John now has to figure out how to input them into a spreadsheet that is already set up with formulas. I hope he can read the email. I hope he can read the email. Hope. And
the games in the Champions League, by the way, are both 3:00 kicks, and you can get them on Paramount Plus and TUDN.
Very nice.
So did CBS become Paramount Plus?
Yes.
Did CBS All Access become?
It was not yet. It will be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's still CBS All Access for now.
Yeah.
Okay, so if I have CBS All Access, I theoretically should be able to still watch the fantastic Champions League and Europa League.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It's just a name change. It is not a channel change or anything like that. Poppy Miller, extremely busy, as the busiest woman in show business over there at CBS Sports HQ.
I swear to God, if they rob me of my Star Trek and my Champions League ball, I will be quite.
They ran the commercial where they're all climbing the mountain, and at the top of the mountain to visit them, to greet them to Paramount Plus is Sir Patrick Stewart in a tuxedo.
Yeah. All right,
at the top of the tallest mountain with the biggest drink and all the snow. He welcomed Tom Selleck's character from Blue Bloods. He welcomed Christine Baranski, who was out of there the second that she saw what was going on. Star Trek characters were there. Beavis and Butthead were there in attendance at the top of the mountain. So they all reached the top of the Paramount Mountain, and it's Paramount Plus.
If they had Beavis and Butthead, they better have the music videos.
That's what I said. They have to. I need to see. I think it was Janet Jackson that got Beavis on top of the couch doing things that he should not have been doing on top of the couch. I remember the audience, Nick. I bailed you out there.
That's right.
Yeah. John, are you ready?
Sure.
Are you ready, John?
Ooh, am I ready?
The most dangerous 5 minutes in all of sports.
I'm even going to help you out just a little bit here. Bienvenido a Conca Cinco con John Nelson.
Right on. Tonight in Liga MX, Pachuca, the only winless team in Liga MX, goes tonight against Chivas. The numbers from our juice box friends at Odds Portal have actually changed since everything started. Initially, as they are chasing after their first win of the year, Pachuca, at the time that all the press was written, was at a plus 108. Your draw is a plus 224. Chivas to win a plus 267. The numbers have drifted slightly. It's a plus 220 on the draw. Pachuca is locked in at plus 108. And Chivas to win is a plus 265. That is at 10 o'clock Eastern time on TUDN. Also in Liga MX, by the way, we had another moment of stupid last week. Santos Laguna defender Felix Torres said he was racially abused by a ball boy during the team's 1-0 defeat at Atletico San Luis back on Thursday. Torres was sent off late in the game for pushing a ball boy after the ball boy allegedly racially abused him. The Ecuador international said he cried after the encounter and later revealed the alleged incident. He said, post-match, he said, "What happened today cannot continue to happen. I was sent off for words that hurt too much. It's affected me, and I'm sad. My teammates are not bothered by the color of my skin. They like me as I am. They know the person I am and the pain that I'm going through right now." Santos Laguna captain Mateus Doria called for an investigation, said, "This can't happen anywhere. Please review the video images. There were racist acts. We're all the same. This is something of the past, meaning racism. It's old. We're here to do our job, and those on the outside cannot do this." Santos Laguna then released a statement in full support of the player. Atletico San Luis assistant coach Pedro Garcia said, "We come to play not to discriminate or attack. We don't have that ideology." So we'll wait for that investigation.
The kid was a junior player in one of the academy teams.
Yeah, and so they're waiting. We're waiting for the result to come from that investigation. In Costa Rica, since we're keeping an eye on the Costa Rican League, our friends at Alajuelense scored a very early goal, won on the weekend. They won 1-0. They're at the top of the table. Big game last night, by the way.
Wait a minute. They did not?
Yeah. What?
They didn't win?
They didn't win.
You said they won 1-0.
It was 1-0, wasn't it?
No.
What happened? I was watching. It was 1-0. Did something change?
How much time do we have?
Let's
give them a time check.
1:57.
Oh, my God.
They drew 1-1.
They drew 1-1 with Cartagena.
And you missed the story.
And I missed the 1-1.
In the 89th minute.
Let's carry this after. John, keep going.
Cartagena's had a red, and so they were a man down and got the 1-1 draw. So the unbeaten string still is there.
You're still missing the lead.
What's the lead?
Roman Torres scored the goal for Cartagenes.
Yeah.
In the 89th minute.
That's correct.
It wasn't a 1-0 win.
Cartagena scored, so it was 1-1.
Yes, and Roman Torres.
So
You remember
Roman
him?
Torres scored. Yeah.
You remember
I try
him?
not to.
He scored.
Alawalense is 5-4.
Ombudsman, after, let him go.
That's all right.
Oh my goodness! I was gonna claim time at the end to say that.
Alawalense 5-4, top of the table, still unbeaten this year. They're at 19 points, 3 points ahead of Saprissa. Saprissa beat Herediano yesterday, so Saprissa is 3 points behind. They've won their last two, and Herediano still middle of the table with 9 points. So keeping up with our friends in the Costa Rican League. So that's what we're doing there.
I had to check to make sure
The
they still had 9
Cinco
points.
lied to me, and I don't know what to do anymore.
Oh my God! See, guys, that's why we address it after.
No, it has to be corrected.
No, you have to address it and correct it.
You're down to 25 seconds, John.
In the Honduran Primera, Olimpia beat Real de Minas 2-0 over the weekend. Motagua beat Marathon 1-0 in the second week of the Honduran Clausura. And FC Edmonton and Food First are announcing a brand new limited series titled Eat Like an Eddie, featured on Global Edmonton, Telus Shaw, and Basic Cable, hosted by Emily Mardell, the performance dietitian for FC Edmonton, and Food First Nutrition Consulting. It features FC Edmonton players from this season and last serving as celebrity co-hosts. They want to do different, healthy, delicious recipes developed based on the players' personal tastes and dietary preferences. So you want to eat like an Eddie, watch Canadian television. There you go.
Do they get the Costa Rican League in Edmonton?
If they get CATV or FUTV, then maybe they do.
Do they get all 90 minutes?
Apparently so.
Apparently not.
That's what happens when I go out and walk a dog. There you go.
Ay, caramba.
There you go.
I was literally going to stop you at 30 seconds left to say...
You should have.
Hey, no, you went ahead and got it wrong ahead of time. I was going to stop you with 30 seconds left to say, hey, did you see what happened in Costa Rica?
No, I packed it in.
Alawalense was going to win this match and do this and that and all these things, and then they didn't because of Roman Torres.
Roman Torres.
To watch Jason vibrating over there, like,
whoa.
To be fair, some of us still have negative emotions about Roman Torres scoring a goal that shouldn't have counted.
This is
I
what
know,
I'm saying.
but that was why it was news. And John tried to erase it.
Of course he did, because it was Roman Torres.
My goodness. First, you try to throw Argentina into the Conca Cinco. Now you're skipping Roman Torres.
Uh-huh. Hey.
Ay, Dios mío.
It was Roman Torres.
this is why every Monday night we come and we do this for free. This is why. Because in moments like this.
This is that same sensation when you go on Twitter and realize this website is still free.
That's right.
Except in the audio format.
How you doing?
Vive nube de pedos.
He just called you like a chinchilla fart or something like that.
He called me a fart knocker.
No.
Fart knocker, what is this? Dennis the Menace with these insults?
Yes.
Well, apparently Jason has discovered, for anyone who is coming into this wondering, Jason has discovered that apparently the Argentine community is obsessed with farts.
They are.
And a great deal of their language is built around discussing how someone is resembling a certain type of fart.
Yeah, like a cloud.
Okay. I said that John lives in the cloud of farts, which means...
Yeah, I live in a fart cloud, is basically what...
He lives in crazy land.
I live in a fart cloud.
It's a fart cloud, I mean. It's
amazing.
It's one of the greatest insults I've ever heard. Questions on the Twitch pitch about, because I was laughing so hard about the whole, they won 1-0, but they didn't. Who is Roman Torres? Four-card and Sharif ask. Seattle Sounders...
Oh, sit right down and learn.
I know. Seattle Sounders legend? Is that fair? I mean...
U.S. national team legend for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, he scored a goal for Panama that wasn't really a goal. How many games did he play for Seattle? He won multiple MLS Cups for Seattle. 74 games, but he won 2 titles. That's pretty close to a legend. It's in the ballpark.
Our large barrel-chested son who just couldn't keep up at the end of it.
No, and he's I think more barrel-chested now, but he is still winning headers in Costa Rica with Cartagenes in the 89th minute to earn a draw against Alajuelense. He's doing that. The crazy thing about Torres, and I remember this when he signed with Seattle, he won a title, and I think that streak stopped with his short stint in Miami. He won a league title, a trophy, everywhere he went. Every team he played for, he won a trophy before he went to Miami, and Miami cursed him. And now he's in Costa Rica, and that's maybe sad for him. But he won titles in Panama. He won titles in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And he won titles with Seattle. And then Miami broke him. I don't think he's winning titles with Cartagenes.
No, they are 9th in the table, I think.
No, Torres was not the one who squared up on Tito. That's Kamar Lawrence from Jamaica. Roman Torres could break Kamar Lawrence with one hand. He's a big boy. He's a large man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think also, don't undersell that when he went to Miami, not only did he not win a trophy, they had their first win in the bag for all intents and purposes in D.C. before the shutdown. Mm-hmm. Remember, they scored a goal and it gets wiped out because they would have gone up 2-0 on D.C., and it gets wiped out because of a foul he commits, and then they implode in D.C.
Roman Torres is also one of not a huge number of people who scored a goal in the Georgia Dome for Panama against Mexico in that epic Gold Cup semifinal that ended up seeing a lot of debris thrown on the pitch.
Oh, yes.
Roman Torres scored the goal for Panama in that match.
Wow.
Roman Torres. John.
Oh, man. Absolute magic. Radio magic.
Roman Torres.
Live streaming magic.
Uh-huh.
That's what we do. That's what we do here, guys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have questions on Twitter.
What do we have on Twitter so we can wrap it up?
Okay. Rich Ransom says, the Premier League Big Six, is it now based on a result from the past 5 or 10 years or still based on fan popularity?
I think it's based on the cloud of farts, actually, because everybody's got their own opinion of this. What is the Big Six to you? Because I would say that Tottenham is not in the Big Six and Leicester is.
Yeah.
I would argue that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One's got a title in the last few years and one doesn't. And this year, one's in the Big Six and one isn't.
Yep.
All the Nagelsmann to Spurs talk has had me cracking up all day.
Ooh, he's going to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers to Spurs?
No, he'd be an idiot.
No.
That'd be really stupid.
If I were a manager of like on the ascendancy, the two teams I would absolutely not go to would be Spurs and Arsenal.
So, okay, the Big Six. Are we going to be in agreement on this, that it is Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Leicester?
Yeah.
Is Arsenal still in the Big Six?
They would be 6 just because of recent form.
So we are kicking Tottenham out of the Big Six? Is that what we just did?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I haven't done anything. We're all in agreement that Spurs need to get out of there.
Arsenal won the FA Cup
Katie
recently,
Weaver to the Weavers, Katie and Jeff. Jeff Weaver, Katie's husband, is probably makes some of the best baked goods on planet Earth, and I realize that I'm going to be on the no-fly list for saying this. What the hell has Tottenham Hotspur done outside of being
final?
The team that possesses the contracts of Kane and Son? What have they done?
Champions League final.
They made a Champions League final. They didn't win it.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Leicester's won a Premier League title. I mean, City's gone roughshod. Liverpool's won.
Yeah, those are easy.
I mean, Chelsea's won.
Arsenal
They've
won
at
the
least
FA
been-
Cup recently. I mean, so I think they're still in.
Yeah. Yeah, they're the 6th. I think they're
Yeah.
still in, though.
So the Big Six. Byrne says the Big Six are as contemporary as Los Grandes, the Cinco Grandes in Argentina. Which is accurate. I mean, it's like Independiente and Racing and San Lorenzo are not exactly grande right now.
Mm-mm.
All right, what else we have on the Twitter, Sean?
Antonio says that Jarrett just tried to kill me with the Mbappe-Hansen line.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Any on the Twitch pitch?
Oh, well, no, we're still going.
No, we're still going. All right,
keep going.
Very well.
Nick Brawley says, do we see McKinney as captain worthy for the USMNT, and do these kinds of situations for our American
Yes.
players have influence on big teams being more likely to look at young Americans?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Follow Weston McKinney through the brick wall that he will run through. He will lead you.
There are a lot of leagues where there's been an issue with Americans. Americans couldn't succeed. The Premier League has been proven that Americans can be successful there. La Liga, there was conversations about Americans not being able to be successful there. In Italy, that's over now. In Italy, you're talking about the massive amounts of American ownership in that league. You're talking about the fact that South America is overfished as you can get. So the one place left where you can find very good talent at a very good price is the United States of America. And American players are proving every week that they not only belong on a roster, they need to be in your starting lineup. Weston McKinney is now indispensable for Andrea Pirlo. Indispensable. They're not the same team when he's without him in the lineup. So if you are an American player, there's never been a better time to be in the American soccer pyramid right now. I said America was set back a decade by missing the World Cup. I was wrong, flat out wrong, because of the talent that is coming up and proven they can succeed on the biggest stages. It's proven with an EN.
Accurate.
Yep. And then the last one on Twitter, the answer is yes, Mr. Fantastic. His question, do you think Miguel Almiron will force a loan or a trade if Newcastle get relegated?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
He's gone.
He's gone.
Won't play in the championship, y'all.
He gone.
No, he's gone. I have a crazy question to ask you all before we wrap up on the Twitch pitch. Christian Pulisic, who needs to play next fall and not be riding the bench for Thomas Tuchel.
Yep.
Am I crazy to think that there's a team in Spain that doesn't have a lot of money and might be looking for players on loan that might be a decent fit for one Mr. Pulisic, who could probably use the shirt sales?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, would he get the minutes to develop with?
It depends on what else they have to do. But that
Can he stay healthy?
No, that's the other huge question.
Yes.
And that's the part that's out of all this control.
Look, I will be the canary in the coal mine on this one and just say I as great of a player as he is, his injuries scare me too much. I'm having a hard time seeing him with a top flight team after Chelsea. I just think that the injury history is starting to rack up not in his favor. And I'm willing to take hate mail on it. He's a fantastic player, but there's a difference between being a fantastic player and not being able to stay healthy.
Yeah, it's a big issue, and where he goes is going to be affected by that. Barcelona might be the one who says, "Hey, Americano, we like to sell shirts.
Yeah.
We need to sell shirts.
Yeah.
You're on loan? Oh, and your nice owner, Mr. Abramovich, is going to pay your salary, and you're going to be able to come play for us? Okay. Yeah, we'll take you 18 games, because that might be all you're able to play, sadly. I don't know. I could see that one working out, possibly. Anyway, that was my crazy thought of the day.
Not so crazy.
YouTube says, I think the zonal marking pod mentioned that Roman Torres is one of the 10 most massive players playing top-level ball. I need to go listen to this pod because I want to know who the other 9 are. Because Roman Torres is a large man playing
that
center
he
back.
is.
A large, large man. Burns says Tottenham have an NFL stadium and an Amazon Prime special. That's it. They had Poach, but they fired him.
That's it.
They're still looking for a sponsor for said stadium.
That's also true. John Dolazar says the Big Six is based on revenue, not on the field performance. From January of 2020, it was Manchester United leading by a cool 100 million plus, then Manchester City, then Liverpool right behind them, then Tottenham fourth, almost 200 million less than Manchester United, Chelsea fifth, and Arsenal sixth. And then a massive drop to who do you think was seventh in revenues? And we're talking almost like half drop. Like Arsenal, 445.6 million euro. Number 7, 216.4 million euro in revenue. Huge drop down from the 6. Who do you think number 7 is?
West Ham.
That'd have been my guess.
Give me the top 5 again.
United, City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, Arsenal. That's 6. Number 7 is?
Everton.
They're 8. It's West Ham.
Bam!
Look at that.
John
Look at
redeems
that.
himself. Nice work. The stadium probably helped a little bit and all that stuff too, but it's all good. No, that's good. That I'm gonna. There's a whole episode on zonal marking about Big Sam. Thank you, YouTube. I'm set. I'm gonna have to listen to the zonal marking podcast about massive players and Big Sam, who is also massive. So I'm set. It's all gonna be good. That's gonna do it for our show. We will come back next week and compare what we did on our picks, if the spreadsheet works. We will be talking all week long about Champions League. Some very interesting matches over the next couple of days. I didn't even get into Copa Libertadores. We will on SDH in the mornings. You got some wild matchups in these play-in games coming up in Copa Libertadores. Good one tomorrow, Liverpool from Uruguay and Universidad Católica of Ecuador. That's probably your most high profile of the round 1 qualifiers. You get into some teams that I seriously had to look up where they're from. I did not recognize them at all. I did not know where they were from. I did not ever know anything about Universidad César Vallejo or Royal Parisión. I didn't know anything about those.
None of them are as beautiful as Claypole.
Claypole's in action here, coming up a couple weeks against Boca Juniors. I think it's on TIC, Copa Argentina. But we'll be talking about all that as we go this week. Any final thoughts, Jarrett?
No, not really.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We kind of covered everything. I mean, I don't really have anything else to hit.
Not even the gumbo photo, Jarrett?
You don't want to talk about that gumbo photo?
The gumbo photo? Looks like dog poop on rice.
That was upsetting.
It looked like dried pulled pork.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody made pulled pork and let it under a heat lamp at a old country buffet.
Oh, don't slander the old country buffet.
How about a Ryan's then?
That's fair enough. Ryan's was
That's
pretty
fair.
bad. Old
That's
country
very
buffet
fair.
was good.
It looks
Ryan's,
like somebody did pulled pork and left it under the heat lamp at a Ryan's for 5 hours. And then blew it on
called it
Saturday.
gumbo. That's such a horrendous, insulting picture.
The rule is, if you attempt gumbo and you do it wrong, you go into the next batch.
Fair enough.
Which is actually how we also get rid of coaches at LSU going forward.
Yeah, that's true.
Like when Orgeron's done, he's not going to leave. They're just going to cook him and put him in a gumbo.
That's it.
That got really dark
it
really
is,
fast.
No, it is a celebration.
Colonel Reb is gumbo.
I am absolutely regretting asking Jarrett for a final thought. John, have a final thought. John,
Do I?
Do you?
Oh, do I
have
have
one?
a final
Make one up. Whatever.
Oh, no. I'm going to defer my final thought till the morning, where Roy Hodgson doesn't like your stats.
That's fine.
Roy Hodgson doesn't have to like stats because NASA does. And if you've spent any time today watching NASA's videos, plural, of the Perseverance probe landing, it was in high def, baby. It was absolutely, and they Iron Manned that thing down to another planet. It had little jets that lowered it down in a little crane system. I was absolutely nerding out today. I don't care if anyone from work is watching this. I watched that NASA thing for 2 hours, and I don't care because I loved every minute of it because science rules. Way to go, NASA. Good job.
My final thought is tomorrow night, you guys need to make a donation to Soccer in the Streets.
Yes.
You need to play a little bit of soccer trivia with us. It's on Zoom. It's using the Kahoot app. It's super easy to play. I hope to see all of you who listen to the show make a donation of whatever you can afford to Soccer in the Streets. It goes to fund meals for families in need that are part of the program. Jillian Sakovitz is going to be a guest quizmaster tomorrow, and I have one of her categories in now, and it is a new category for our soccer trivia. It is all about the Atlanta United television crew.
Oh,
that's excellent. Good one. There's some stuff that I've learned now from looking at these questions. So good stuff. Jillian will be with us. It's at 7 o'clock tomorrow on the Zoom. Go to @SoccerStreets on social media. Follow the links. You make a donation. Seriously, it's whatever you can afford to donate, and you get the link to play, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Nick, final thought and send us home.
I gave my final thoughts a moment ago. I will say this right now. If you donate to this, you're doing a lot of good for some local folks. And that I don't think you can do any better than that. It's your good deed. It's Lent for all you Catholics out there. I'm going to guilt you because I'm Catholic and I can do that. I'm guilting all you Catholics out there. For Lent, you want to be more charitable, right? Huh? This is it. This is how you can do it. Put some money in the virtual offering plate for these wonderful people. Make it happen. With that, I will send this out. Mucha Euro, y'all. Except for Enter. You get nothing. You bums. Chinese money dried up and they got nothing. Monopoly money. You're not even Park Place.